Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Ezzy has an upset stomach, and so consequently, I was up several times with her last night, and I had to take her out again. Poor thing. I don't know what she got into, but it happens. Okay. Let me call up my iPad and see if I'm live yet. Yes. I am live there. Okay. All right, now let me see if I can't get my computer up. How is everybody this weekend? I hope you're having a good weekend. Okay, there we go. We've had gorgeous weather after the hurricane passed through. It tore up the Outer Banks pretty bad. There's still a road over there that's not open, and it's a mess. So, but it happens every time we get a hurricane, and now there are two more coming. We got to watch which direction they take. This is the earliest I can remember. Oh, wait a minute, I was wrong. We had a hurricane that actually came through as a Category 1. Back 6 years ago, I had just moved down there. It might have been 7. And I had just moved down here. I'd been here a week and had to leave and go back to Jess's because they were expecting a 3 and it was a 1. There were several people who stayed and they said it was horrible. I will not stay. It's not worth it to me. I will go and find some place and just be calm and with the girls, and when I need to come back, I will deal with what's here. All right. I ran across an idea and I thought, oh, that might be something fun to show you. Excuse me. I don't know about you, but I have a ton of supplies and I'm always looking for ways to use them. And I like sharing those same ideas with you. And I forgot to close my blind. I will when I switch my camera down. And I thought it would be fun to show you another way to use it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time chit-chatting because I came on late. So let me flip this around and we'll get started. If you get dizzy, close your eyes. Okay? I know that the hurricane is gone on out to sea, but it is still leaving all kinds of waves up and down the seaboard, the East Coast. Okay. All right. We'll pull it down a little. Hang on. Okay. You can open your eyes now. I'm going to close this blind so I don't forget it when I do. I always close it because it's just easier. And I have a light right there behind me that shines down here. Nothing I can do. Oh, no, that's my light. I need to readjust that. Okay. What I saw was they used stencils and they applied ink. And then they used another stencil on top and did texture paste. And it was just a really cool idea. I might throw in some glitter on my texture paste just because I like it and it's fun. So for today, I'm going to use the scrapbook.com Little Boxes stencil. And I'm going to use the Altenew Mighty Corners. Now, I will tell you, this one is kind of tricky, but I love it. I did apply some adhesive, temporary adhesive on the back of those points. So I'll show you some tips with that. So those are the two stencils I'm going to use. I don't know if it will be dry enough to do my card. We'll find out. The lady I watched used mixed media paper pad, and I have someone. This is the heavyweight. This stuff is thick, so it can take water, and I'm not going to put water on mine. I was going to, and then I thought, I don't think it'll work. So we're going to go with it this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some temporary adhesive and put it down And I have a plastic mat here. I'm just going to slide it up a little. All right, I'm going to put that down there. Ooh, it's crooked. Moved on me. There. Now, this is going to go on top, and I'm going to try and get this. What I'm doing is I'm using the bottom of that, and I'm just kind of lining it up, and then I'm going to tape it in place. So once I have it, I'm going to tape it. And then I'm going to start with my ink. So I have blending brushes, and I'm going to use some distress inks. I'm going to use Salty Ocean, Scattered Straw, and Cracked Pistachio. So I'm going to start with Salty Ocean, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to add some of this in here. All right. And I'm going to do it randomly. Okay. Let's go down here. And when I do it randomly, I have to sometimes go back and make my areas larger. I'm going to come up a little bit more here. And I'll come over this way. So I've got that. All right, now I'm going to move this over here. The next one I'm going to do is Scattered Straw. All right, and I'm going to start down here. And I know when I hit the blue, it's going to turn it green. So I'm trying not to get it too close to that. Okay. Let's do it in here. So all you have to do is apply your ink, and the little one's going to make some noise. All right. Okay. I'm going to move this up here. I'm keeping them separate because I messed up the other week with my inks and got it. I wanted a monotone card, and I ended up with blue and green because there was apparently green on my thing. So I'm not going to take any chances that I mess up again. All right, and then we got to go down here and get this. And I'm just filling it all in. Okay. And if I want it a little darker, I'm going back over it. All right, now to check this out, I'm going to take one corner up, and I'm going to, all right. See, I've got, it's not the best color, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to take and leave these here. This I'm going to put in my bathroom. I'm going to close this up and move it to the side. I'm giving this a little bit of time to dry. I might hit it with my heat tool. Let me do that. I don't want to smear it. Okay, now hopefully what will happen with the next one is when I put it down, and I'm going to be very strategic about where I place this. This is 6 inches. It's 4 inches, but it's 6 inches the other way. So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna make it even, and then I'm gonna tape it in place. All right, now you cannot, when you're swiping, you cannot go this way, because see what happens? You have to kind of add your paste this way. So that's a tip for you. So I'm going to take my paste. All right. I'm going to take some out, and I'm going to apply it and then spread it. So I'm adding a layer over top, and it will pick up the color. I don't know. Oh, see, that one picked up. I've got to be careful. I'm trying to do a thin layer. All right, now I've got to shift this around because I've got to come from the other direction. All right, I'm going to start and pull it in. All right, almost done. It does take this a while to dry. That's why I'm trying to use a thin layer. All right. I also have to be careful when I put that back in that I don't pick up color. All right, there we go. Now, this will dry out fairly quickly. So if you want to take a piece of, and I will when we're finished here, take a piece of press and seal and put it on top and then close it up so that it doesn't dry out on you. I have a tendency, mine dries out really fast for some reason. Okay, now I'm going to take this off and this off. All right, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to carefully pick it up, and I'm going to throw this in the sink with some water because you don't want it to dry on there. And then I've got to clean this up. So I've got to pick this up very carefully. I've got to get that off of everything. And the other thing I need to do is I need to get it off of the edge. You want to clean up your edge. You want a nice edge. All right, I'm going to set that there. There's a piece there. Let me get a paper towel. That's the thing with this. You have to clean it because if it hardens, you'll never get it off. See, it picked up the, oh, well, that was on my mat. All right, now, let me get this off. And I'll clean it with water when we're done. I'm just getting most of it off, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, let me move this out of the way. No, I can't do that yet. I forgot. I want my glitter. So I'm going to get that. Let me get my glitter. I find the ultra fine glitter. This is by what is it? Who's it by? Art Glittering Systems. And this is called Angel Dust. So I'm going to take some in my fingers. I'm just going to pinch it. And I'm going to sprinkle it over because that adds another interest. I will pull in a piece of paper. I might be better off just dumping it on there rather than trying to use my fingers. All right, now, let me get a piece of paper here. All right, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to tap that off on here. See, look at that sparkle. It may be other places too, but mainly it's on the, and then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to fold it in half. And, oh, it's all over the place on there. I'm probably going to have to use my glitter thing. There's a piece of stuff I don't want in my glitter. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to tap it back in there. And there's glitter on that too, so let me move those out of the way. I'll take care of those afterwards. All right. And where's my Swiffer? I don't know how well this is going to do on here because this is sticky. See, it's sticking to this. I'm going to have to use, it didn't get much up. I'm going to have to use alcohol and clean it afterwards. Now, I'm going to take this over here because I've still got, I've got glitter. Yeah, that took it off of, I had it all up in here too. All right, I'm going to try drying this and let's see what happens. I know people have done it. I'll hit it with the heat tool a little bit. All right, I'm going to set that there. That'll help dry it some. It took some of the moisture out. What I think I'll do is I'll get ready and we'll make the card. And even if I don't add it, you will know what it looks like. I've got to find a card base. It's the one thing I didn't pull over. Hang on. And I don't know if I have any cut. I've gone through my card bases quite a bit. I need to get more done, cut and everything. Let me put this in the sink with the water. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this on a white. Okay. And I'll cut it in half. And I think I'm going to put a blue behind it. As a layer. Let me see. Let's see. This isn't. Yes, that'll work. All right, a little too wide. I'm going to have to cut that one down. All right, so this is going to go on here. Even if I don't get it put together, you'll get an idea of what it's going to look like. Because that has to dry. I always do this. I choose to show you a project that has to dry. All right, here we go. I'm flipping it over. I'm off just slightly. And I know I have people here, but if you're commenting, I can't see anything, so. All right, now, this is going to go on here. And I'm going to have to do some centering. But see, it's the same size, so I will cut it down. I'm going to cut it off of this side. But again, ooh, it's not bad. All right, I'm gonna put, what I wanna do is, this is what it'll look like. We'll cheat a little. And I'm gonna put a focal image right there where those come to a point. Let me see. I'm thinking blue and yellow, a sunflower maybe. So let me get my daisy punch. All right. And I'm going to make the center that same blue. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper. And I got this flower punch versus a circle, just for some interest. All right, let's see what this yellow looks like. This isn't the right size. It's close, it'll work. It's off a little bit because of the green. I'm looking for a piece that's wide enough. Let's see if this one will work. Yeah, it will. All right, I'm gonna try to get 3 out of it, but I don't, nope, not gonna be able to. So I'll get another one. Here's one that'll work. I like to use my scraps for my punching. All right. Could be a sunflower too, since I use the yellow. All right. Now when I do my daisies, I curl 2 down, the petals on them. So I take 2 and curl the petals down, and the other one I curl the petals up. All right. And I am conscious of which side is flat. When you punch it, the back side has a little tiny lip. So I'm conscious of that. And I flip it. If I remember, sometimes I don't. All right, I've got a glue dot there. So I'm going to take that off. Now this is fighting me, so I'm going to flip it the other way. If you go to take it off your glue dot and your image or your punched piece fights you, pull it the other way. All right, now, and I'll show you again what I mean. Oh, that one came off with it. The first one I put down, I tried to pull it this way, and it didn't come off easily, so I flipped it around. And sometimes you have to try different ways. All right, let's see this way. I might put some gems on this too. My gems are all downstairs. With hurting my knee, and trying to work with JoJo, I can't keep going up and down the steps. So I take and I put a lot of stuff downstairs where I don't need to do videos to make the design team commitments that I need to do. And I can continue to work down there. And take breaks and put ice on my knee. All right. Oh, I pulled those off and I shouldn't have. All right. I think this is good. I'm going to cut it down. And I'm going to pull over my trimmer so you can see how I do this. All right, so the blue piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So I know it needs to be a little bit narrower. Usually, I know in a lot of places they use 1/8 of an inch. I go 3/16, so it's the little tiny one behind it. And I'm going to cut that off. All right. Now, if this needs to be like 5 1/16, if I cut it all from one side, my angles are going to be off. So I'm going to go this way, and it's 3/8 of an inch from the top. And let's do, all right, 3/8. There's another 3/8. And that's 5 1/4. All right. You can save these if you want. I am not. So now I've got to get another bit off. So I'm gonna eyeball this and see. I didn't realize that texture paste dries so fast. All right, I've got it the size I need. Let me get this out of the way. And I can put this on my card. And I want my arrows going that way, so watch it. It might be off a little. I don't know. Let's see. It is about 2.5. No, it's not. It just looks it. All right. Okay. You'll have glitter fall off for a while, so don't send this to the soldiers. This won't do good for them. Or let it dry real good and then brush it off. All right. Now, see, this can go there, and you still see all that goodness. And like I said, it needs some gems. I'm hoping those stick. With that glitter, it may not. I might have to put it on with glue. But I don't have, let me see if I have some rhinestones in my drawer. I do. Because that's what I was thinking, rhinestones. All right. I do have some in here. I'll just take the whole thing out. Oh, my pokey tool. Where is my pokey tool? Oh, I know where it is. It's on the table. There it is. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to put a medium one inside there. Good. I don't want to hide the flower, and a big one would hide a lot of it. All right. Now let's get some. No, don't stick. Let's get some gems. And I'm going to take, I don't know if those, yeah, they are. I was going to say, I don't know if they're medium or not. I'm going to take advantage of that line and put a line of gems. And then for this one, I'm going to go here and here. I'm not going to do the big one. I'm going to do 2. So that's the other thing I've been doing is I've been playing with different ways to add gems. Now, this can use a sentiment. I do not have a sentiment up here. I look for general ones. I don't want ones that say happy birthday or, I want like smile, hugs, hello. And those are the ones I use a lot. I have a list of them. I need to take and put them. Oh, thanks, Barb. I need to take and put them on the computer and print them out and then cut them out, and I have them. So there's today's idea. And it was fun. If you've got, this stuff's going to dry out on you, use it. So, and mine didn't pick up the color. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It might have been what I used. But it's an opaque, so it kind of shows through. But I love the glitter on top. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on it with it. So, but there's today's idea. And I'm going to add some, thanks, Betty Ann, some press and seal over the top of this and then put the lid on it so that the air can't get in it. That's what happens. And I don't know why. These things should be tight, but apparently they're not. All right, I'm going to flip this. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes. Okay. Okay. Taking me a few minutes. Oh, now it's screaming at me. It doesn't want me to tilt my phone, but I kind of have to tilt it to get it to get my thing fixed. All right, let's get this in here and flip it around. Aha, there we go. Okay, ladies. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cover the camera. I hope you enjoyed today's idea. And if you've got texture paste and stencils, pull it out. The lady that I saw I think she used Distress Oxides, and her bottom stencil had she had circles. It was a circle one, and they were bigger. And she ended up flicking water on it and then, blotting it off so that you got that watermark or water look on it, water droplets. It wouldn't have done me any good because mine were so tiny, my little ones, but I don't have many stencils that are general. I'm looking for general stencils and general embossing folders. Can't seem to find them. They all have flowers or something on it. Okay, so there it is. I hope you have, oh, Betty Ann, I'm glad it did give you some ideas. I'm always playing with stuff or finding stuff and then playing. Sometimes I find it and I try it here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I want to let you know that, hey, this is a way you can use your stuff. Or this doesn't work. Don't do this. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. I will see you next Saturday. Bye.